What is going on YouTube? Golf Ball Whacker Guy, and in today's video we're going to go through a little bit of a true sim putting tutorial. I'm going to give you guys my best tips and tricks that I've gained from my years of strictly playing true sim, so hopefully you guys can start to make putts like this. Roll the intro, Johnny.
Thanks, man. Tell your friends.
Alright, so the first thing you want to do, and let me repeat myself, this is absolutely necessary. It is paramount that you have done this first and foremost, guys. You're going to need to go into your settings like so. And you're going to go to cameras, okay? Now you need approach and putting cameras turned on. This has to be turned on, guys. If it's like that, no bueno, okay? You're gonna be doing yourself lots of, you're just not doing yourself any favors having approach and putting camera turned off, okay? Now, if you play grids and you want to have the zoom camera always enabled within 50 yards of the green, feel free to come back and turn that off. However, when you're playing true sim, you need the approach and putting camera turned on, guys, okay? First and foremost. All right, I will see you guys on the green. What is happening, guys? Here we are. We have made it to the practice green. Now it is time to learn to putt. Let's do this thing. Okay, so I have enabled putt previews just for the demonstration purposes for this tutorial, guys, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more of a visual of, you know, what's going on, right? Also, I have the aim marker enabled as well, just for more of a visual. So, all right, so first things first, we want to initiate our putting camera that we just turned on, right? So how do we do that? I am on Xbox, so I'm going to be pressing the Y button. Now, if you are on PlayStation, that's going to be the triangle button, and then for PC, I am not certain because I've never played the game on a PC, so I'm not positive. If anybody who plays on PlayStation that plays True Sim can leave a comment with controls for those who are not aware, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance. But yeah, we're playing on Xbox, so I'm gonna hit the Y button and it's gonna bring us into this close-up view, right? So now we can get even closer by utilizing the analog stick we swing with. We can press down on it, and you can see that's going to get us way closer to the ball. If we were to move up on it, we can go all the way up. When you're in this camera, guys, you can literally do anything you want. You can look from any angle you want, any vantage point you want. You can use with the approach and putting camera turned on, okay? So now we can look at the back of the hole, which is going to be something you need to do, guys. The one thing you're going to be doing a lot when you play True Sim is you're going to come in, you're going to eye up from the front, and now you're going to click the opposite stick you swing with. You're going to click it. It's going to cycle you to the back of the hole. You're going to come on down and you're going to look at the back of the hole, okay? And then if you click additional times, it's going to give you different views. So this is a top-down view. This view here is good for if you're not really sure if the ball is breaking left or right. You know, if the cues I tell you are not giving you a good idea, you can utilize this camera to try to get a good idea. So if you click there, it's going to give you both sides of the hole like so, and then it cycles you back to the front. So all right, so now that we have that out of the way, guys, now we're going to try to actually read a putt. So the first and best cue I can give you guys to try to read a putt is going to be your feet, okay? Your feet are going to tell you, give you a lot of information. Right now, you can see our feet are significantly lower than the ball, okay? You can see that they're sitting lower than the ball, right? Now, what's that going to tell me? That's going to tell me that the putt is going left to right, right? Because our feet are lower than the ball, so that means the slope is obviously like that, right? To give us that, you know, left to right putt. Okay, so feet are going to be huge for trying to read putts. Again, if your feet are higher than the ball, you're going to know the putt is going to be going right to left because the slope is like this, right? So feet lower, left to right, slope like this. Feet higher, like this, right to left. So that is Q1. The next Q you can utilize is the flag. So if you are looking and it sticks out like sore thumb. So this is a really good pin to be utilizing because it's really sticks out like sore thumb. So you can see the flag is tilting from left to right. So that would mean that the putt is moving left to right. Okay, so the flag is another thing you can utilize to read putts. The next thing you can utilize is the sun. Okay, now some of you might not have even realized that, but the sun is definitely something you can utilize to read putts. Now you can't probably see it terribly good here, but you're gonna see here. You can kind of see it there, but you can see that there is a shadow cast on the inside of the hole, right? Now, as we already know, this putt is breaking left to right, right, guys? We know the putt is breaking left to right because of our cues, our feet, the flag. Now, say we didn't have those cues for whatever reason, we can utilize the sun. So the sun is going to be shining. So from wherever the sun is pointing, and we know the sun is up over here somewhere. Sorry, it's to our left. Anyways, guys, we know the sun is up to our left. So I know this is a little long-winded, and I apologize, but if the cup is higher on the left side, it's going to cast the shadow on the right side, right? Because it's higher on the left side, so the shadow is going to be cast on the left side or the right side of the cup. So you guys can see here, this is a perfect example because we know this is a left to right putt, and we can see the shadow is on the right. Well, it's our left as we look at it now, but we know the shadow is on the right side of the cup here. We can see it. It's very prevalent. We can see it's brighter on the left side of the cup as we look at it now. So the shadow, how the sun casts the shadow, is another way to read a putt. And again, and then you can, the more you play True Sim, the better you're going to get an idea for just like the contours of the green. Like, some are more subtle than others, but I can already tell you this looks left to right. It's actually breaking quite a bit left to right. So, yeah, the contours in the green there, you're going to be able to, with time and feel, you're going to get better at reading just from the contours. So that is 4 ways to read the greens, guys. Now that we know the putt is left to right, now is where the guesswork comes into play. So now is where we're going to aim. So we know it's left to right. There's no way to give yourself an accurate read on things. You just have to guess. Give your best guess, and if you hit the putt good and you read the putt good, you're going to make the putt. So again, we're going to look at it real quick here from the front, from the back. And what I'm doing here, by the way, guys, when I look at a hole from the back, I'm thinking of where I'm going to aim my marker, if playing with a marker, or where I'm going to aim to hit my putt. So basically, while I'm looking at this right now, I know I'm going to be aiming probably 2 feet left, 1.5 feet left. So If we come back here, now I'm already looking at that spot right now, and now I'm just going to bring my cursor right to the spot I was looking at, guys. So I was thinking somewhere like right there. And now this is where you can utilize, like, especially when you have breaking putts, you're going to need to utilize this view, top down view that I'm utilizing. So I'm just pressing the left trigger, and that's just, giving me kind of like a top down view. And it just kind of gives you a better look and feel of how your putt line is sitting. So all right, so we have our read. Let's see if our read is correct. Let's hit the putt preview like so. And as you guys can see, we overread it a little bit, just a skosh. So we can do two things here. We can try to take pace off the putt, which is not, it's not ideally recommended. Ideally, if you want to like manipulate a putt, you don't want to be taking pace off of it. You want to either be you want to be adding pace to it to manipulate a putt like this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to move my marker a little bit to the right, because I don't want to try to decel on this putt to try to die it in the hole. That's not a great way to make a putt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my marker over a skosh. And right there, if we hit our speed, hit our putt lines semi-decently, we should make this putt. So let's try to initiate the putt, shall we? So again, I've got no vibration, nothing on like that. A good tip for you guys is if you're trying to hit full power, you're trying to come to basically the back of your foot right there. That's about a full power putt with no vibration. So let's see if we can make the putt, shall we? And we hit it pretty good, and right there, bang, right in the middle. So you could see there we hit no red rhythm. Our contact and swing path wasn't crazy. So yeah. All right. So say we wanted to, here, I'll aim for like hitting a putt firm. Like we'll go like that, and you're gonna see we're gonna miss low, right? Now this is where you can manipulate a putt with pace. Now what I'm gonna do is, because we have the marker enabled here, I can move my marker forward. Now if the marker, we were playing without a marker, you would have to use the percentage or whatever, but for here we can utilize the marker. So you can see we were at 57 or whatever. So if I go up to 58, this is going to give that much more pace, where it just straightens it out that bit more. So we're not changing anything, we just changed the pace, and now let's hit the putt and see if we make it. So again, we're going right to the back of the foot like so, and bang, we make the putt, because we gave it that little bit more pace to where it's just gonna straighten that line out, and it's not gonna miss low. So let's try to give ourselves a putt with a severe downslope. So maybe something like this. This looks like it might have a downslope. Now, if you want to change where you're putting from, guys, just press B. Press B, it's gonna pull up this thing, and you can literally go putt wherever you want, right? And if you have auto mulligan turned off, it's gonna keep you right on this hole, which we want. So you can see here, guys, it doesn't say it's downhill, but it's significantly left to right, so it's gonna have a lot of speed on it. So this is actually a really good way to try to die a putt in off a left to right, really breaking putt. So I can tell right from the hop, this has got quite a bit of break on it. You can tell from where my feet are. Like my feet are way, way below the ball. So this is snapping like quite a bit. So I'm going to go like up here somewhere, and let's see if our read is decent. Well, you could see there, our read is almost spot on, guys. So You talked about dying. I talked about dying a putt in. So if we just take a skosh of the pace off here, guys, we don't have to move our marker. This should, in theory, go in because we take a little bit of pace off. So let's try to make the putt, shall we? We're just trying to take a little pace off. So it's a little underswing. Bang, right in the bucket. And that was because we underswung. So say if we hit this with a blue transition, you'll see here, it's going to miss high, right? Just like so. It misses high because there's just too much pace to keep it there. So, all right. So let's go through maybe some uphill putting, shall we? All right. So here, let's go way down here. All right, so you can see here we got a pretty significant uphill putt here. I'm on Legend, so I don't have any info available to me right now. So, and I've got it turned off nonetheless. But this is definitely like probably, maybe it might even be like 2 feet up. But first things first. Again, what does this tell you? Right, what I can tell you right now, guys, is where our ball is sitting is flat. You can see our feet and the ball basically match up. So for the first, I don't know, 10 feet of this putt, it's going to be pretty straight. But you can see from the hill that it's going to go hard right to left off the top of the hill there, right? And then if we cycle to the back of the hole, you can really tell here. You can see, you can even see if you look at like, like I guess like where my shins would be, you can see the slope right here. You can see that it's moving from our vantage point, it's moving left to right. But if we were to go from here, it's a right to left putt. So this is where our guesswork begins. I already know that it's going to be breaking somewhere in this area. I'm going to go down. I'm going to just say, does that look right? And then really you can cycle back and forth, and you can go up and down to get a better idea of where you're aiming, right? You just cycle, and this cycling back and forth, whatever that I'm doing right now, you'll the more you play True Sim, the more it'll just flow with you, so to speak. So I still don't think there's enough break on this putt, so I'm going to give it a little bit more, like so. And I'm going to drag my marker forward just a bit because we know it's uphill, and then we're going to see if our read is okay. Let's see what our read's like. So we gave it probably too much pace here. And again, there's two ways we can go about this, guys. We can take pace off of it, or we can move the marker left. So we'll try both here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to underhit this and see. So you can see our power is at 86%. So say we hit this at 84%. Let's see what that does. Let's see what that does for us. So that was just terrible. That was 20% less. So that's a mulligan. We'll try that again. All right, so let's see if we can get that 84%. Okay, we got the 86, so it's smashed through the break because we seen that, our read was off. So again, let's just try to take the pace off of it. And what we could do, instead of like trying to take the pace off without moving the marker, you could just move the marker. So just move the marker back, and then you're going to give yourself a better opportunity. So now we have it at 83%. Let's see what that does to the putt. Again, we just severely underhit that. Okay, well, let's try again, shall we? Let's try to hit that blue rhythm. All right, almost hit it. That was 82%. But you can see this is a great line, and it's right in the bucket. So 82% was our power for that line. Let's go for something over here. This is going to be probably a hard right to left putt. So actually this would be considered like a wormer. So you can see our feet are somewhat straight, but the ball is a little bit below our feet. So yeah, this tells me it's going left. And then and then in the middle I can see that hump, which means it's going to go back right. And then if we even look further down there, you can kind of see it's might go back left again. So this would be considered like a wormer putt. And yeah, right there you can see the flag is leaning hard left to right. So it is going to go back to the right at the very end. So when looking at like long putts like this, that's why looking at the back of the hole is really vital to see what it's going to do at the end of the putt. So this looks like it's left to right to left to right. So really, you know, a lot of this could cancel itself out, but I'm going to go more so right here, because even though if it all cancels itself out, we know at the end of the putt it's going left to right. So again, so if all of these humps and bumps cancel each other out and it snakes back and forth and stays straight, we know the end is left to right. So I'm going to go with something like that. And then if we hit our putt preview, you can see I was right on point with that read. And then it goes hard left to right at the end. So again, here is another great example of how we can manipulate a putt with pace. I can move my marker further left, or I can choose to hit this a little harder. Now, right now, I'm going to choose to hit it a little harder and see if we can make a putt. So we're at 92%. If we hit this, say 93 or 94%, I bet you we make this putt. Let's see if we can do that, shall we? Let's see if we can do that. So we hit actually 92%, so that's not going to do it. You can see we missed a little low. All right, let's try this again. Actually, let's not try to overswing. Let's just move our marker forward. That would be the smart thing to do. All right, so we move it up to 94%. Let's see if we make the putt. Right on the money. Is she going to roll? So 94 is too much. So 93 is going to be the sweet spot here, guys. 93 is going to be the sweet spot. So if we go to 93, let's see if we can make the old putski. All right, that's 91. That's not going to do it. All right. But I hope you guys are like getting the theory of what I'm saying here. All right, there's the 93. Do we make the putt? It's got the line. It's got the line in the coconut and drink it all up. All right, so perfect. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I gave you guys some knowledge, a little bit of insights. Gave you a little bit of hopefully some tools to put in your tool bag when it comes to playing True Sim, getting better at reading the greens, whatnot, and just helping you play better True Sim. So if you guys are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, like the video, do all them things that pop up on the screen, and happy putting out there, guys. Happy putting out there. I will see you in the next one. If you can be anything in life, be kind. Peace.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.